So our big assignment this week, our big project this week is going to be compositions. Now I know I showed you this exact same PowerPoint, I think at the beginning of the school year, maybe, long time ago. But we're just going to revisit it. Your assignment is going to be to take new photos this week, not old ones, not reused stuff that you already have on your phone. Preston, I need you to get off your phone. I need you to take new photos this week using these rules, these different compositions. I think there are 9 possible compositions that you could use, and you're gonna have to do 6, almost like a little portfolio of your skills. Okay, so we're going to go over this just again. And again, I know you've already seen this before because we looked at it months ago. But rule of thirds. Okay, this is where you line up whatever your subject is in the foreground on one of these grid lines right here. So either on the center ones right here, they go on vertically, or horizontally like that. It's a way that you can have that, that figure kind of stand out. Okay. It helps draw the eye to a certain spot if you do it this way. And right here, this guy is lined up on this third line. We have this house almost intersecting this third and then this one as well. It's something subconsciously that our eyes and our brains do. So you're going to have to make use of that. Now, for each photo that you guys take, remember how many you're going to do? 6. You're going to edit them in Photoshop. So that's our Tuesday and Thursday. You're going to edit. You're also going to put on a just a small text layer at the bottom, not to distract the eye, but just on a layer on the bottom, tucked away, what you're going to have to name what composition rule that you're using. So we have rule of thirds. We have fill the frame. Again, these are new photos, not old ones. Okay, so I want you to list the composition and tell me the date and time that you actually took the photograph. And it has to be this week. That's going to be your homework, okay? You only have to take 6. Ideally, you're going to take more than 6 because you're going to pick the best ones, but that's going to be your homework for this week. And you don't need a person. This is a statue, a little figure. So you could zoom in that close, and that'll be fine. You do fill the frame. You're going to have to concern yourself with lighting, with color. I don't want any dull kind of pictures. You're also going to edit them in Photoshop, so, think about all of that before you take the photo. Triangle composition. You don't literally have to draw out a triangle. Just make sure that your figure or whatever it is makes kind of the shape, maybe with the silhouette of the person. It's an invisible triangle, right? So you're not actually drawing on the picture, but your composition itself should reflect it in some way. Borders and framing. Okay, so either use an actual frame or find the shapes and whatever the environment is and frame your picture using those shapes. Now right here, the tree branches, those are acting like a frame. Even right here, how it kind of curves over and under. On the side. Or just the architecture of the place that you're in. Okay, 2/3, 1/3, or 1/3, 2/3. That's when a majority of your photo, the 2/3 of it, is filled with one thing, and then a third of it is filled with another. Much of this is just where you place the horizon line. That can help you guys out a lot. But in order to do this one, you definitely need to make sure that you have some sort of a defining line separating it. Any questions about that? Those ones? All right, so just revisit. We got rule of thirds. We got fill the frame. We got triangle composition, borders and framing, and then the 2/3, 1/3. So I gave you that one months ago. And there's another composition 2. Smaller. In this one we had S-curve, we had balance, leading lines, and then the circle. So we'll go over and review this as well. S-curve, that's all about the environment that you're shooting in. It's got to have some sort of a curve that is reminiscent of that letter S. Doesn't have to be exactly an S, but it's got to hint at it. We got S-curve and then balance. So it started up, this is a little bit of it right here. Balance is when the left and the right, or the top and the bottom, kind of reflect each other. These are all examples of that. You can edit your photo to achieve this effect in Photoshop. That's totally up to you. Leading lines. Now this is where you're using the actual objects in the environment to point the eye. Okay, so we have leading lines pointing at this figure right here. Now our lines on this one definitely are pointing in this direction, this one, and then up. Even right here. You can see in all of these photos the invisible arrows of where the photographer is lining up their person. And those leading lines are assisting. Now, after we're through leading lines, circles. This is kind of like the hidden triangle. When you use circle in your composition, it helps guide the eye. And almost use a combination of like S-curve, and then even leading line a little bit, and circles. So for the rest of this period, I want you guys, that's Mr. May right there, I want you guys to kind of plan out, okay, what are my shots going to be? They've got to be 6 different pictures, 6 different locations, 6 different, characters, whatever. So today I can give you paper. You can draw out your ideas on the paper. Tonight, your homework is to get at least 3 of those winning shots. Again, take more than just 3 pictures, because when you get them into Photoshop, you might be like, I don't really like this one, and then you're out of luck. So take multiple shots of the same thing, multiple angles. That will allow you to pick the best one to work with. And out of those 9, I'll put an assignment on Google Classroom, and I'll list all 9 of these. You're going to pick 6. Okay? 1 for each. Any questions? No? All right, cool. Let's get to it.